So in last video I talked about first position of the A minor pentatonic that sound like this. And I told you about many licks you can play on this first position of the minor pentatonic. Now I'm going to show you 3 or 4 licks. I'm going to teach you 3 or 4 licks related to the A minor pentatonics that you can use in backing tracks. So here's the first one. So it sounds like this. So let's break it down. So it starts with a little bend. Now you know the meaning of bend, right? You are just bending the strings up to a specific note. Like you are starting with 10th fret of the B string and you want to go to the 12th. So you can either slide to go to the 12th or you can bend the 10th note like this. So this is basically bending. You just have to stretch the string upward like this. This is a bend, so you can get the 12th fret sound like this. So basically we are doing this bend on the 7th fret of the G string like this. So we are getting it like this. We are going to the 9th fret by bending the 7th fret of the G string. Then we are doing a rollover from our first finger on 5th fret of B string and 5th fret of E string. Now you can play the 5th of B and 5th of E in 2 different ways like this. You can play with one note of the 5th of the B string and then you change your finger to the E like this. Now it's not the better way. The better way is to roll down your fingers like this. Now let me get closer. It's like this. So we are just rolling down. So the whole lick until now is like this. And then we are doing 8th fret of the B string and then the 5th fret of the B. So whole sound like this. Now we are doing a little slide over from 7th fret to 8th. Slide is like this. We are getting back to the 7th, not picking the note. We are picking the note only at one time, not like this. We are doing it like this. And then the 5th of the G string, 5th fret of the G string, and then the 7th fret of the D. So overall it sounds like this. And then after reaching there, we are going to use our pinky finger and play the 8th fret of the B string. So this is sound like this. And then we are going to do again the slide to the 7th to 8th. So it overall sound like this. Then we are doing, after the slide we are doing the 5th fret of the G string we are playing, and then 7th of D, and then 5th sliding over the 7th. So this is the complete lick. You can play it on a slow tempo in slow blues, or you can play it on a fast tempo in faster blues. So it all sounds like this. can play it fast like this. So you can play it either way. And now moving on to the next lick, it is the easier one, like this. No, this is not lick. The lick sound like this. So all we are doing is we are sliding from nowhere to the 7th fret of the A string, and then the 5th of the D and the 7th of the D. So it's like this. Now we are doing a bend downward. Now we have done a bend here like this. It is an upward bend. Now we are doing a downward bend on the 5th fret like this. Like this. So overall it is like this. Now we are doing a hammer on and a pull off. From 7th to 5th, a pull off. Now what is a pull off? It is just flick the note. Now you are touching the 7th note like this with your 3rd finger and putting your 1st finger on the 5th fret, and you are playing the D string like this and just flicking the 7th note so the 5th note sounds. So this is the pull off, and this is a hammer on. Hammer on is just hammering the note from the 5th to the 7th. So the overall lick sound like this. Now you can connect the 1st and 2nd lick like this. So I just connected the 2 licks. Now you can do anything with this. Like now you need to get to the 7th fret for the 2nd lick. So you have done like 7th of the D, 5th of the G, and the 7th of the G, and bending the 7th. So it's just a way to connect these 2 licks. You are using another lick to connect these 2 licks. And the last lick is going to be like this. It sounds like this. So it is nothing like we are playing the highest E string, 8th fret and the 5th fret, and the 8th fret of the B, again the 5th fret of the E, 8th fret of the B, and 5th fret of the B. It sounds like this. And now we are bending the 8th fret of the B. Now you can bend it with the 3rd finger or 4th finger. Now if you are starting doing bends in starting, then you have to use the 3rd finger because it is easier to bend with the 3rd finger. So it sounds like this. And then 8th fret of the B, 5th fret of the B, 7th fret of the G, and 5th fret of the B, 7th fret of the G, and 5th fret of the G, and then the 7th of the D. So it will sound like this. Now you can use these licks with A minor pentatonic. Now I know these licks are not so good, it's not giving the feel of the pentatonic. It is because we don't know the complete pentatonics right now. If we know the complete pentatonics like 2nd position and 3rd position, we can use those 3 positions also. We are just stuck here only in 1 position, so these licks are not sounding that good. You can use any type of spice, like you are hammering more notes or pulling off more notes, like you can use more bends. You can do anything with these licks. So you can just like invent your own lick and create more licks from these three licks idea that I have given to you. So when we are going to connect the second position also, now the licks are going to sound good. So like this. So I'm going to talk about the second position in the next video. And if you like this video, please comment below. And thanks for the comment on the previous video. You know, it really motivated me to make more videos. So please comment if you like the video, and if you have any problem, then please comment it. I'm going to solve the problem. Thank you.